friends from back home. Like, let's get in the park.
Yeah, you're known for, in the park and in the rec, for your IQ, your dribbling, and your passing.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And an inspired rendition of our national anthem. Really getting warmed up here, just moments away. We'll be back right after this. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. We look at San Antonio, third best record here in the early going. And checking out the Lakers, a game behind.
And guys, for the Lakers, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing. It perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, the retirements of Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker mean the start of a new era for the Spurs. Guard Patty Mills says, "We've had great teachers, and now there's a transition. It's about teaching that culture to these new guys. We aren't going to change. Bridging the gap is going to take time. That's where leadership comes in." Kevin?
A proud franchise. Thank you, David. Clark, you'd think that team chemistry would just improve as the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
You know, Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports. Chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity and times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
And now the Lakers starting group. Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. JaVale McGee is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Bradley in at the 1 spot. And for the Spurs, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. DeJounte Murray is out there with Derek White. And it's DeRozan in at the 3.
Boy, you look at DeJounte Murray, and I tell you what, he's long, he's fast, he has great instincts. He's a real challenge for defenders.
Now here is McGee. Pass to Davis. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Pirtle with the steal. Here's White. It's rebounded by the Lakers. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
Yeah, and 2 mid-tier teams trying to get a leg up in the conference, guys. We'll see what happens.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's Murray. Lays it up off the glass.
Murray is a spectacular talent, and when he gets going, watch out.
Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. The pass to Davis. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Now here's DeRozan. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Golden State. Shot clock at 6. No good that time. Good D by LeBron. The Lakers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. From deep, Green unable to get that one.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Here's Murray. That one doesn't go. So the Lakers will take it the other way.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
And Bradley gets it to go.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
You know, guys, if they're inside, that shot probably gets blocked. But from mid-range, I mean, he's able to get it off over the bigger defender there.
Here's Murray, following the score by Avery Bradley. Murray against Bradley. Murray, no good. Well, you were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Pass to Purdy. Can they get it? Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And it's McGee with the jam.
You know, all McGee needs, guys, is good positioning. Once he has that, dunking the ball is elementary.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And in terms of intensity, they kind of took the night off. Looked like they were just going through the motions.
Yeah, you know, to me, I agree. They just never looked engaged, which is surprising considering how close the game ended up being.
Now here's Murray. To the middle. It's stolen by Davis. Green kicks to Davis. To the paint. Free throw line jump shot. And it's Bradley. That time on the assist by Davis. Bradley's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Murray outside. Right the pass to Purdy. Spurs working the ball around now. Davis against Aldridge. From deep. Rebounded by McGee.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
To the inside, Aldridge. And Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently. And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And we are talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words, Greg, what he's able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time on a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That is his first foul of the game. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Los Angeles?
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for him. Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And it's Davis with the jam.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Now here's Mills. And stolen by Kuzma. And here's Bradley from three. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley. Spurs trail by 13. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Passes it to Gay. Back to Mills from outside the arc. Rebound the Lakers. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
They found their rhythm and kept piling it on. And a huge boost of confidence on the road for sure.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of this game.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Oh, he hits it! Oh, how about that shot?
Big time! Big time!
Incredible!
Oh, incredible buzzer beater there, guys. This crowd is going wild.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Back to the action after this word. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, I agree. That was a flawless offensive performance so far. I mean, the shots have been falling. They're making good decisions. That's a nice recipe there.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Cook. Then there's Howard. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Davis at the power forward position. Clark, last couple years, the three-point shot has been absolutely huge, a gigantic weapon for a lot of teams. You live by it, you die by it. Some teams can accept, though, the ramifications of a bad shooting night.
Yeah, I think it's too big a premium not to really overweight the three-point shot. A 50% premium on that particular field goal when it goes down. But I do like to see balance. Attacking the rim, spacing the floor. I love to see guys and teams shoot the mid-range shot as well. But the three-point shot and the way teams use it and shoot it is here to stay for sure.
Aldridge misses.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here is Cook. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. And Davis can't get it to go.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Mills. Not going to go that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Kuzma kicks to Cook. Tipped away. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And let's take a look at Kyle Kuzma's numbers. Last year, getting it done. Last season, he averaged 18 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And really for him, it's about putting in the work and improving his game.
Yeah, and I think he wants to. It's one of those things where you either want it or you don't, and he does.
Now here's Mills. Tries from the block, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
Second free throw, no good. It's Caldwell-Pope with the drive.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. they can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta. And then on Thursday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's good from Rudy Gay.
And the feeling has been that the Lakers needed to acquire more veteran talent to put alongside LeBron, and they've done just that.
And, you know, time is creeping up on LeBron. He turns 35 this season. Really, for the Lakers, the time is now if they want to compete to get him another ring and perhaps themselves another banner.
Here is Cook. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Kuzma, that's good.
You know, once Kuzma has the position he wants inside, he does his thing fearlessly.
Mills passes to Aldridge. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. On deep, Gay. Another shot. They shoot again. He doesn't hit that one. Davis with some nice D.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Now here's Mills, following the miss by Kyle Kuzma. Just 5 to shoot. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Los Angeles leading by 11. Here's Davis, tries again, and that's 2 points on the layup. Davis has got 12 points in the game.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And Mills kicks to Gay, dishes it to Carroll. Pass to Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. Here's Mills. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
And the defense, no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
Here is Cook. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Davis. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
And there's the pass to Gay. Down low. 9 feet out. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads. Put down now to just 11 on the bucket from Aldridge.
Aldridge has a nice methodical way about his game that makes him extremely reliable down low. He's a smooth operator in the post.
Cook, the pass to Kuzma. Loads it up for Davis, and he lays in the alley-oop.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful.
Virtually impossible to top that alley-oop.
Mills passes to Gay. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games. And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pirtle, he's checked.
Well, guys, we've seen DeRozan. He's got tremendous bounce, and when he's airborne, not only is he up high, he's strong while he's in the air, too. Really special. Tell you what, just add that one to the highlight reel. James is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
Murray outside. Gay scanning the floor. Bucket is good.
Good, strong, aggressive finish by Gay there. That'll get a thumbs up from the coach.
Lakers leading by 11. 35 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And that one's good. Green.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
White drives in, takes the three, and Rudy Gay with the three. Gay's got 7 now in this quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
DeRozan with the rebound.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
And, you know, we often talk about the importance of confidence for these young players, guys. Murray's showing plenty of confidence there.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Dwight, what are you seeing from your opponent tonight?
They're a tough team. You know, they play hard, they play together, they move the ball, and they know how to play within the offense, you know. And we've been doing a better job on the defensive end, and I think tonight we came out with the right mentality. We just got to keep it up.
Dwight, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kep.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the end. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 block. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what'd you think?
Got to give it to AD. Took control of offense, never let it go. Just becomes more patient and more confident in everything he does. Perennial MVP candidate.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stacked. Look for their coach to draw up some specific.
And that's all.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
It's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. White is out there with Murray, and it's DeRozan in at the small forward. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. No good with the triple.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
LeBron drives in, and he goes big with the dunk right over LaMarcus Aldridge.
And LeBron is a force rolling to the rim. When he's diving inside, he's looking for the punch.
Murray finds DeRozan. Aldridge taking his time here. Pass to DeRozan, over LeBron, and the rejection by James.
Using his length and timing and bounce to perfection there. LeBron James, an excellent shot blocker.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan. And growing up about 15 miles south of the Staples Center, DeMar DeRozan idolized Kobe Bryant, Clark, and patterned his game after him.
And you can see evidence of Kobe's game in DeMarcus's game. You think about the footwork, the ability to post up, the moves and counter moves, the balance and strength. I think he owes a lot of that to the Mamba.
Passes to Pirtle. Pass to Aldridge. Over Davis. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down now to just 9, and the basket from LaMarcus Aldridge.
Have to Aldridge up better than that. I mean, especially when he's roaming around this area of the floor.
Here's LeBron again, Los Angeles.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And the pass to DeRozan. Ball's knocked loose. James against DeRozan. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And it's McGee with the jam.
And this kind of athleticism at the center position, pretty remarkable. I mean, McGee letting it all hang out there.
Aldridge. And Davis sends it back. And he recovers it. And it's Aldridge missing.
You know, he's been off tonight, off his game. At this point, he might want to focus on creating for others.
And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's DeRozan. And that one drops. DeRozan's got 7.
Check out the body control from DeRozan there, guys. I mean, clearly there's contact, but it's almost impossible to affect his shot.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
Lyles checked in for the Spurs. Damari Carroll comes in for Derek White. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for JaVale McGee. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Lyles. Inside. Here's Aldridge. 5 on the clock. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And while we have a moment, let's check the stats for DeRozan. Great showing for him last season. Averaged 21 points a game, 6 assists and 6 rebounds. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And it's Murray penetrating. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Murray's got 9.
Tell you what, guys, you've got to be more aware of Murray there. When he's aggressive like that, he can cause problems.
Back to LeBron. It's stolen by Lyles. DeRozan finds Murray. No good on that one. Bradley with some nice D.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
In the corner, Murray with it. Passes it to Lyles. 6 on the shot clock. Bradley against Aldridge. And his offensive struggles continue.
the shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter. And the Lakers last season going against the grain to surround LeBron James with playmakers, not shooters. And many criticize that move.
And, you know, guys, you look at it, LeBron is at his very best with the ball in his hands, which means he needs room to attack the lane. It's clear that a course correction was needed.
Here's DeRozan. Got it. Good job in the low post. DeRozan's got 7 now in this quarter.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Outside, Davis. 55 seconds left in the third. James dishes to Davis. And they're moving it up. Here's DeRozan. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Outside, Davis. And they double up Davis. Kuzma. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got his 4th assist in this one. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's DeRozan. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
You know, in these particular plays, guys, DeRozan really excellent at taking what he sees in these situations.
Bradley against Murray. Bradley passes to Green. Shoots over Lyles. No good. And so it's Los Angeles. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Howard is out there with LeBron James. Then it's Contavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Cook in at the point.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Down low. DeRozan's shot is off. Lakers leading by 13. Cook looking it over. Pass to James. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds. But that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
James against Gay. Gets the 14-footer to fall.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
And that one's good. James.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
And it's DeRozan missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And they double up Gay. That one good for 2. Gay's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Cook the pass to James. And it's in there.
Well, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, in the loaded West, DeMar DeRozan, not an all-star last season after being one multiple times in the East. His first time missing the festivities in 4 seasons.
A different look now for San Antonio. Pirtle, he's checked in for Lyles, and it's White in for DeMarre Carroll. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers. The pass to Gay. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. You talk about that edge, Clark, for DeRozan. Very focused on proving his doubters wrong.
Nothing wrong with playing with something to prove, with that kind of attitude and mindset, turning that negative into a positive. And most importantly, it can't just be a mindset. You have to put the work into it as well. And he's done that, gotten better each year.
That free throw missing.
Yeah, you know, when I covered Gay when he was in college at UConn, he was an outstanding player in the Big East, and it was pretty clear he had a bright future in the NBA in front of him, too.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
And the Spurs acquiring all-star DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl in exchange for Kawhi Leonard with 1 full season in the bag. How do you view that trade?
Well, I tell you what, I think it's going to work well both ways. Obviously, for Toronto, it was fantastic, but I like Poeltl. This guy has tremendous attributes and ability as a big guy. The Spurs, with no interest in a long rebuild, they'd rather retool on the fly, and I think they put themselves in position to be pretty good going forward.
Here is Cook, covered by Mills, and the shot is good.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Gay outside, on the wing, DeRozan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Mills looking it over. Up and in on the layup.
They're going to have to come up with a better matchup. This guy just too much speed.
And it's Cook with the ball for the Lakers. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. And that'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Pass to Daniels. He feeds it to Howard. Pirtle with the steal. Right side, White. Now here's Mills. Defense is right there. Out to White. Clock at 6. Back to Mills. From downtown, drills the three-pointer. Mills has got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, Mills has been a guy who's been very streaky as a perimeter shooter, but he's been good behind the arc his entire career.
And the Lakers call time here. We're talking about defense. Who are some of the best players in the league right now at taking charges?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, Kevin. As I think about it, a guy like Marcus Smart for the Celtics comes to mind. Kevin Love, when he's on the floor and healthy, is pretty good at drawing charges. The Milwaukee Bucks, Ersan Ilyasova, and Draymond Green falls into that category, too. He does a pretty good job of it.
Kyle Lowry up in Toronto. There are a lot of them. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Frank Vogel talk to his team during the break. He said, "This is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play." In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Thank you, David. And the GOAT conversation. LeBron has said his motivation is to surpass Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. Greg, what do you think he needs to do to bolster his case?
I think for the naysayers, the obvious answer is more rings. You look at the other numbers, including those 8 consecutive finals appearances, LeBron is in the discussion.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
Well, there are only a handful of players who've been on the line more often than LeBron, and no surprise, every one of them a Hall of Famer. That's where he's headed to. And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Here's Aldridge. That one off the back iron and out.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
There's 1:54 left to play in the final quarter. And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers' history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently, they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
Bradley dishes to James, and they double up James. Pass to Bradley. And McGee kicks to LeBron. From deep three-point range, the rebound by the Spurs. Murray outside. At the elbow, it's Aldridge. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on JaVale McGee.
How about that for the old up fake? Aldridge knows exactly how to get a defender off his feet.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half. And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Lakers.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of Game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in Game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for LeBron.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's Walker. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. See you on the next video.